There's the boy I know. Not named here, not described in a way that would expose him. But if you've ever met a child with a face the world doesn't understand, you'll know him instantly. He was born with a condition that makes tumors grow along his nerves, soft hills and ridges that shift over time, reshaping the landscape of his face in ways he never asked for. One eye is hidden beneath that growth, not gone, just covered, like a window the world refuses to clean, even though the light behind it still burns. He's just a kid, but he's learned to walk like someone older, someone who's had to grow armor before he ever grew confidence. Every morning he stands in the mirror, not to admire himself, but to prepare, to rehearse the day, to practice the face he'll make when someone stares too long, to practice the silence he'll hold when someone whispers something cruel, to practice the strength he'll need just to walk out the door. He goes to school, and the hallway becomes a gauntlet. Some kids look away quickly, as if looking at him is impolite. Others look too long, as if he's a puzzle they're trying to solve. A few don't bother hiding their reactions. They wrinkle their noses, they point, they laugh, they say words no child should ever hear. He's heard creature, he's heard mutant, he's heard monster, he's heard why does he look like that? He's heard ew, he's heard I'd die if I looked like him. He's heard it all. And he's still here. But here's the part no one sees. He's funny. He's brilliant. He's gentle. He's the kind of kid who remembers what you said last week and asks you about it today. He's the kind of kid who gives away the last piece of candy in his pocket because someone else said they were hungry. He's the kind of kid who laughs with his whole chest, even though the world tries to crush it. He's the kind of kid who shouldn't have to be brave, but is. And when adults stare at him in public, because yes, adults do it too, he pretends not to notice, but he notices. He always notices. He notices the way people pull their children closer as if difference is contagious. He notices the way strangers whisper as if he can't hear. He notices the way people look at his mother as if she did something wrong. He notices everything, and still he shows up. He shows up to school. He shows up to life. He shows up to a world that has never shown up for him. He is not a tragedy. He is not a warning. He is not a spectacle. He is not a lesson. He is a boy with a face the world wasn't prepared for and a spirit the world doesn't deserve. And this song, this entire anthem, is for him and for every child like him, the ones who walk through stairs and still manage to shine. And then there is the baby I saw online. Not the real one, not the exact one, but a child shaped from the truth of that moment with the details softened to protect the family and sharpened to protect their dignity. A newborn wrapped in a blanket, the color of early morning, resting in the arms of two parents who looked like they had walked through fire and come out holding a miracle. Their baby had a face that didn't fully divide. A gentle second curve of features nestled beside the first. Not a second person, not a mistake, just a rare unfolding of biology, a quiet defiance of symmetry. It looked like the universe had begun to sketch two portraits on the same small canvas and then, instead of choosing, decided to keep both. The parents weren't afraid, they weren't ashamed, they weren't hiding, they held their child the way every child deserves to be held. With awe, with tenderness, with the kind of love that doesn't ask the world for permission. And for a moment, I felt the beauty of it, the softness, the holiness, the courage. But then I made the mistake of opening the comments. People who had never held this baby, never carried a pregnancy, never sat in a NICU, never learned a single thing about craniofacial development, typing things like, why didn't they end it? Cruel to let that child live. Selfish parents. Monstrous. As if a newborn's existence is an inconvenience to their comfort, as if difference is a crime, as if love is something they get to vote on.
They spoke with the confidence of people who have never been tested, never been humbled, never been asked to choose compassion over fear. They forgot that every life is a life. They forgot that beauty isn't symmetry. They forgot that some children arrive carrying more story than the world can hold. This baby, this fictionalized child standing in for many real ones, was not suffering in that photograph. He was sleeping, breathing, existing, being loved. And yet the world projected horror onto him, as if he were a warning, as if he were a mistake, as if he were something to be erased. But here is the truth the comments could not touch. He was a child with Diprosopus, a rare craniofacial duplication, a condition that does not diminish humanity, only challenges the imagination. He was a child with two beginnings on one face, a child whose features refuse to divide because love doesn't divide either. He was a child who deserved gentleness, not judgment, wonder, not fear, protection, not cruelty. In this song, this entire anthem is for him too. For the babies born with faces the world wasn't prepared to see. For the parents who choose love in a world that punishes difference. For the children who arrive already mythic, already whole, already worthy. This is for the ones the world tries to shame into silence. This is for the ones who walk unhiding, even before they can walk at all.
And then there is another child. One whose story echoes through hospital halls and school hallways alike. A child born with Craniosynostosis, though we won't use their real name, and we won't use their real face, because the world has already taken enough from them. When they were born, the bones of their skull fused too early, closing doors that were meant to stay open, forcing their head to grow upward, outward, in shapes the world wasn't expecting. Doctors explained it gently. It's just bone, it's just growth, it's just biology. But the world didn't hear biology, the world heard different, and different to them is always an invitation to be cruel. As a toddler, this child learned the language of staring before they learned the alphabet. They learned the weight of whispers before they learned to tie their shoes. They learned that adults can be just as unkind as children, sometimes worse, because adults pretend their cruelty is concern. At the playground, other kids would circle them not to play, but to inspect, to ask questions their parents taught them, to repeat words they didn't understand. What's wrong with your head? Why does your face look like that? Are you sick? Are you broken? And the child, small but already ancient with experience, would shrug or smile or look down or walk away, because what else can a child do when the world has already decided they are a curiosity? Surgeries came, scars came, helmets came, hospital bracelets collected like unwanted jewelry. But here's the part the world never sees. This child is brilliant. This child is hilarious. This child is tender in ways that make adults question their own hardness. They build towers out of blocks that lean like their skull once did, and they call them sky houses. They draw pictures of themselves with stars around their head, as if the universe is their crown. They ask questions about planets and galaxies, as if they instinctively know their own head was shaped by something cosmic. They are not ashamed. They are not afraid. They are not broken. They are a child whose skull grew like a sunrise, unexpected, unpredictable, and breathtaking if you bother to look with anything other than fear. But the world, oh the world sees difference and calls it defect. The world sees scars and calls them warnings. The world sees a child and forgets to see a child. So this song, this anthem, this shield, this roar is for them too. And then there is the child born with albinism. Not the real one you may have seen, not the exact one from any headline, but a child shaped from truth, with the details softened to protect their life and sharpened to protect their dignity. They were born with hair the color of morning frost, skin pale as moonlight, eyes that shimmered like watered-down blue, or sometimes red in certain angles of light. A child who looked like they were carved from the quietest part of the sky. Their parents held them gently, marveling at the softness, the brightness, the unexpected beauty of a child who seemed to glow from the inside. But the world reacted differently. Some people stared too long as if the child were a ghost. Some whispered, as if the child were a secret. Some laughed, as if difference were a joke. And in certain places, in certain cultures, in certain corners of the world where superstition still outweighs compassion, children like this one are not just mocked, they are hunted. People project myths onto their bodies as if their bones hold magic, as if their skin holds power, as if harming them could bring fortune. Imagine being a child whose very existence puts them in danger. Imagine being a parent who must teach their baby to fear the sun, to fear strangers, to fear being seen. This child grows up learning that sunlight burns faster on their skin, that their eyes struggle in bright places, that they must wear hats and glasses, not for fashion, but for survival. They learn that some people will reach out to touch their hair without asking, as if they are an exhibit. They learn that some classmates will call them ghost, snow creature, powder, bleach, or worse. They learn that adults will sometimes stare longer than children because adults have forgotten how to be curious without being cruel. But here is the part the world never sees. This child is radiant. This child is brilliant. This child is brave in ways most people will never have to be. They move through the world like a beam of light that refuses to dim itself for anyone's comfort. They learn to navigate shadows, to protect their skin, to shield their eyes, to walk with caution, but never with shame. They are not fragile. They are not cursed. They are not a myth. They are a child, born with moonlight woven into their body. A child whose existence is a quiet rebellion against every superstition that ever tried to claim them. And this song, this anthem, this shield, this roar is for them too. For the children whose skin makes them targets, for the ones who must hide to stay alive, for the ones who glow in a world that fears brightness. This is for the ones who walk unhiding, even when the world tries to dim their light.
And then there is the child, born with a cleft so wide, so deep, that the world didn't know where to look. Not the small clefts people see in charity posters, not the ones that can be repaired in a single surgery, but the kind that reshapes the entire meat face. A cleft that runs like a canyon, from lip to nose to palate. A cleft that makes breathing a negotiation, feeding a battle, and survival a triumph. We won't use their real name. We won't use their real face. But if you've ever met a child whose smile arrived unfinished, you'll recognize them instantly. When they were born, the room went quiet. Doctors moved quickly, nurses whispered instructions. Someone fetched a feeding specialist, someone else checked oxygen levels, someone else prepared the parents for a journey they'll never expected to walk. But the parents, Oh, the parents, they looked at their baby and saw only a child. A child with a face the world wasn't prepared for, but a child nonetheless. They learned how to feed them with special bottles angled carefully, drop by drop, celebrating every swallow as if it were a miracle. They learned how to listen for the soft whistle of air escaping through the palate, a sound that meant, I'm trying, I'm fighting, I'm here. Surgeries came early, scars came early, pain came early. But so did strength. And then came the world. The stares, the whispers, the questions asked too loudly, the questions asked too quietly, the adults who looked away, the children who pointed, the strangers who sighed without thinking what happened to their face. As if the child were an accident, as if the child were a warning, as if the child were something to be fixed before being loved. But here is the part the world never sees. This child is joy. This child laughs with a sound that whistles through the gap in their palate. A sound that is somehow more beautiful because it is imperfect. This child smiles with a mouth that had to be rebuilt, a smile that took surgeons and stitches and healing and bravery, a smile that costs something and therefore means everything. This child speaks with determination, with therapy, with practice, with pride, each word a victory, each sentence a rebellion. This child is not broken. This child is not tragic. This child is not a mistake. They are a child whose face tells a story of survival written in bone and scar. They are a child who learned resilience before they learn to walk. They are a child who carries courage in every breath. And the song, this anthem, this shield, this roar, is for them too. For the children whose smiles arrived unfinished. For the ones who needed surgery just to eat, just to breathe, just to be heard. For the ones who were mocked before they could speak. This is for them. This is for all of them. This is for the ones who walk unhiding.
Remember the boy with the hidden eye. Remember the baby with two beginnings. Remember the child with the sky-shaped skull. Remember the one born in moonlight. Remember the one wrapped in fire. Remember the one whose smile arrived unfinished.
Remember every child the world wasn't prepared to see. Every face they tried to hide, everybody they tried to shame, every soul they underestimated.
Because this song, this next breath, this next note, this next rise belongs to them.
And now the story becomes sound, the truth becomes melody, the pain becomes power.
He walks the hallway slow, one eye shining, one eye shadow, carrying a story on his skin the world was never taught to read.
They whisper when he passes, but he keeps his shoulders steady, 'cause he learned long ago that courage does
Every difference is a doorway to your power. Every feature is a flame they couldn't tame. Lift your head, beloved child of wonder. Let the world learn your name.
We are the unhiding, the unbroken, the unafraid. We are the children the world could not erase.
Bodies like galaxies, faces like dawn. We are the ones who keep walking on. We are not hiding, not anymore. We are the faces you can't ignore. Every scar, every shape, every flame. We rise, we rise, we rise again.
Say their names with honor now.
Neurofibromatosis,
We rise,
Diprosopus,
we rise,
Craniosynostosis,
we rise,
Albinism, we rise. Harlequin, Ichthyosis,
we rise,
Cleft conditions.
we rise.
Different is power, different is flame. Say it out loud, we are not ashamed. We are the unhiding, the unbroken, the unafraid. Let the world learn our name. And when the echoes fade and the drums fall quiet, and the world remembers how to breathe again,
There they stand,
the boy with the hidden eye, the baby with two beginnings, the child with the sky-shaped skull.
the one born of moonlight, the one wrapped in fire, the one with the unfinished smile.
Still here,
Still rising,
still shining,
bodies the world wasn't prepared to see.
and we walk beside them now.
Not ahead,
Not behind,
beside.
but
The
beside.
world is different when you finally learn to look with love.
So let the lights dim slowly, let the last note linger, let the truth settle in your chest.
That they were never the ones who needed to change.
We were,
And now we rise with them.
we rise,
Because of them,
we rise.
we rise for the ones who walk unhiding.
The light stays,
The light stays.
the light stays.
light stays.
And now the rising settles, the echoes fold themselves into quiet. The world stands still enough to listen. The children we carry through this song, the ones with hidden eyes. The two beginnings, the sky-shaped skulls with moonlit skin, with fire armor, with unfinished smiles.
They do not fade when the music fades.
They remain, they stand in the soft light, unhidden, unbroken, unafraid. Their bodies no longer questions, their faces no longer warnings, their existence no longer up for debate. They are here, they have always been here, they will always be here. And we who once looked away, we who once didn't know how to see, we are learning, learning to witness without fear, learning to love without conditions, learning to stand beside them, not as saviors, not as judges, but as kids.
So let the last note drift upward. Let the silence hold its shape. Let the truth settle into the bones of the room. They were never the ones who needed to change.
We were,
And now, with the lights soft on their faces, with the world finally listening,
with the music still humming in our silence hold its shape. Let the truth settle into the bones of the